नमस्ते बिटिया, हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया. A very good morning to you all. Myself, JVN Dr. Ravi Jain, Assistant Professor, Department of Practice of Medicine at Faculty of Homeopathic Science in Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. Today, we are going to discuss about dermatitis 3. This is the third lecture of dermatitis series. In today's lecture, we are going to start with seborrheic dermatitis. So, seborrheic dermatitis is the chronic inflammatory dermatitis that is characterized by erythema and scaling in the regions where sebaceous glands are most active. So in seborrheic dermatitis, it is basically the chronic inflammatory dermatitis, and it is characterized by erythema and scaling in the regions where the sebaceous glands are most active. In the scalp, it causes flaking, dandruff, and it is more common in the males. The incidence increases with the age. The HIV-infected individuals have an increased incidence of the disease. Now, what is the etiology of seborrheic dermatitis? The actual etiology is unknown. Malassezia furfur plays a very important role in the etiopathogenesis of seborrheic dermatitis. It is caused due to the abnormalities in the sebaceous gland activity. Zinc, niacin, pyridoxine deficiency are certain things that are responsible for the development of seborrheic dermatitis. Now, what are the clinical features? Clinical features includes the scalp and the face involvement. The face is greasy or dry scaling. It is erythematous macules and papules. It affects the eyebrows, eyelids, glabella region, and the nasolabial folds. There are petaloid lesions over the pre-sternal area, in the flexural areas, in the axilla, groins, anogenital, and submammary areas. Phytrosporum folliculitis with papules or pustules over the back. The course and prognosis of seborrheic dermatitis. It affects majority of the individuals. There is recurrences and remissions which are very common, and infantile and seborrheic dermatitis appears with age. The management consists of the shampoo containing selenium sulfide, zinc pyridine, ketoconazole, fluocinolone, acetonide twice a week. The application of topical glucocorticoid creams. Next, we come to the nummular eczema, or it is also known as the discoid eczema. It is the chronic pruritic inflammatory dermatitis that is characterized by coin-shaped erythematous plaques with exudation and crusting. There are severely pruritic with excoriations. The lesions clustered on the lower part of the legs and the trunk in males, and hands and fingers in females. It can be generalized and scattered and course from weeks to months. The secondary infections are very common. Now, the management of the nummular eczema or the discoid eczema. The management consists of topical steroids with antibiotics. We have moisturizers and antihistamines, systemic antibiotics, and photochemotherapy or the PUVA therapy. Next, we have the stasis or the gravitational eczema. Stasis or the gravitational eczema occurs due to the chronic venous insufficiency, and it leads to stasis eczema, that is also known as the varicose eczema, in the lower part of legs and feet. The pathogenesis consists of the incompetence of the deep perforating veins, that increases the hydrostatic pressure in the dermal capillaries. So there are incompetence of the deep perforating veins which increases the hydrostatic pressure in the dermal capillaries. The pericapillary fibrin deposition leads to pathological changes. So we have pericapillary fibrin deposition that leads to the pathological changes. Now clinical features. There are various clinical features which includes inflammatory edema, papule formation, scalings, crusting, erosions, pigmentation, stipped with hemorrhage, and dermal sclerosis. Clinical features includes inflammatory edema, papules, scaling, crusting, erosions, pigmentation, stippled with hemorrhage, dermal sclerosis. Now the management part. The management consists of application of emollients and topical steroids. Next, we come to the Pompholyx. Pompholyx, or it is also known as hyperhidrosis. It is a very common chronic skin disorder in which both the exogenous and the endogenous factors play a very important role. It is associated with occupation-associated skin disease. There are various it is caused due to the chronic and excessive exposure to water and detergents, harsh chemicals and allergens. It is present with dryness and cracking of the skin of the hands as well as with a variable amount of erythema and edema. It is acute, it can be acute, chronic or recurrent dermatosis of the lateral aspect of fingers, palms and soles. It is characterized by symmetrical, deep-seated pruritic, clear vesicles and later by scaling, fissures and lichenification. The spontaneous remission occurs in 2 to 3 weeks. The recurrence is always a rule. The secondary infection may occur and hyperhidrosis is common in this case. Now we come to the management of the Pompholyx. The management consists of wet compresses with saline, topical corticosteroids and topical PUA therapy. That is Soravian ultraviolet A therapy. This was all about endogenous eczema. In the next lecture, we will start with the exogenous eczema. This session was powered by Digital Version 2.0, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. I hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please mention in the comment box. I'll try to resolve it. So this was all for today. Thank you very much. We will be meeting in the next lecture with a new topic. Thank you.